Well, good afternoon, early evening. So it's been a few days. Had some furnace issues and some volunteer activities and stuff at the Santa Senior Center and around town. So kind of put this off. So today's quote: "Once you stop learning, you start dying." That's Albert Einstein. And I know a little negativity there, but bear with me here for a little bit. In my Bible readings today, and then the saint of the day, one of the things I came across, kind of goes with this Albert Einstein quote, is Paul in Romans 12:2 advised the Romans, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." In other words, continue to learn. And through this process, it leads to the development of your mind, or the renewing of your mind. So that kind of leads me to my second topic. So dealing with St. Nicholas, sometimes referred to as Santa Claus. And what sparked this was I reading through Facebook, there was a mention about Christmas. I know I haven't got Thanksgiving yet, but that's okay. And it said Christmas is a Christian holiday and Santa Claus was a pagan deity. And I'm like, what I know of Santa Claus is St. Nicholas, and he was a revered Christian. So now, one of my dear friends, Father Robert, may beg to differ with me a little bit. He's very much loves St. Nicholas and Santa Claus. He has a little affinity to, what was the word I was looking for? Antipathy, I guess, would be. But I think a lot of that has to do with the 40-foot tall effigy of Santa Claus that's down the road from St. Nicholas Catholic Church here in North Pole. So, but that's for another day. So who is St. Nicholas? Many legends, who the man truly was. It's written that St. Nicholas began with a man named Nicholas, who was born during the 3rd century in the village of Patara in Asia Minor. And that's a country we know now as Turkey. And they were under Greek rule. His parents were very wealthy. Unfortunately, they died during an epidemic when he was very young. But they brought him up as a devout Christian. And one of the things that he believed was, as Jesus said in Matthew 19:21, "Sell what you own and give the money to the poor." So he used his inheritance to assist the needy, the sick, and the suffering. He's dedicated his life to serving God and was even made Bishop of Myra. Nicholas became known throughout the land for his generosity to those in need, his love for children, and his concern for other people. So there are many stories and legends that have been told of St. Nicholas' lives and deeds, and I think those help us to understand his extraordinary character and why he's so beloved and revered today. Through the centuries, St. Nicholas has continued to be venerated by Catholics and Protestants. His examples of generosity to those in need is extraordinary, especially to the children. And so St. Nicholas provides us a model even today for a compassionate life. But with all this popularity throughout the millennia, inevitably they became intertwined with other myths and legends. One of those is Santa Claus, and that's from Germanic. Back in 2 BC in Northern Europe, there was a god named Odin, or sometimes called Woden, and this celebration for him took place during midwinter. In the Germanic countries, it sometimes became hard to tell where the legend of Nicholas began and that of Woden or Odin ended. So somewhere along the line, the people began giving presents in his name on his feast day. When the Reformation came along, a lot of that following disappeared in the European countries, except for Holland. So Martin Luther for example, replaced the bearer of gifts with the Christ child, or in the German language, Kringle. Over the years, that became repronounced as Kringle, and ironically is now considered another name for Santa Claus. So we know that there was a Saint Nick, and he is revered today around the world by Christians as a giving and generous individual. I like to think that however you name him, Saint Nicholas, Kringle, Santa Claus, his ideals live within us and through us by our generosity, love of family, and humanity. So hopefully I cleared some of that up. Maybe I've just made it more confusing. And shed a little light on the subject of St. Nicholas or Santa Claus. So go do some research on your own. See what you find. If you have something to say or add to this, put it in the comments. Let me know. So, but as Albert Einstein and St. Paul, our quote is saying, once you stop learning, you start dying. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. In other words, never stop learning. As always, love you. Hugs and prayers.